We are almost ready to start solving circuits. The last topic we need to talk about is polarity. So polarity is just an indication of the voltage differences across components. Now the battery is always the same. You have the plus that's associated with the longer side of the terminal, and the minus is always related to the shorter side. Never changes. Never ever changes. Okay. Now for resistors, capacitors, and our soon to be discussed inductors, the current determines the polarity. Where it enters is a plus, where it exits, it's a minus. Enter plus, exit minus. Enter, exit. So this is how you determine how to mark your polarities in your circuits based on the direction of the current. Now, a few other notations that we want to know relate to different uh, quantities that we'll find. So for voltages, if you have a voltage with two subscripts, it means that the voltage at some node A compared to node B. So if you had your meter, you would look on the schematic, you'd find where node B is, and you'd put the negative of the voltmeter there, and you'd look for where A is, and you'd put the positive there, and that would give you the potential between node A and node B. If you have just one indicator, then this would be from A to ground. Ground is always considered to be 0 volts, and ground can be anywhere in the circuit. We'll show what ground is here shortly. So when we just have V sub some letter, number, or whatever, that's the voltage at node A, in this case node A, compared to ground. You don't want to confuse this with a battery name. So that means that node names and battery names are going to have to be different so that you don't run into that problem. If you have across a resistor, then the polarity is determined by the current. Same with a capacitor and an inductor. So if I say that there's 5 volts across a resistor, you have to look at the circuit to figure out which way is the current flowing. Current notations are a little bit different too. This one is very rarely used. That's the current between two nodes. Typically, it's going to be across a component, so these aren't used very much. We will see where you have the current through a resistor or a capacitor or inductor, and this is majorly important. The polarity arrow, the arrow direction of the current, must be shown. If I don't know this and you just give me the current, I don't know which way it's flowing. I have to be able to see that. So make sure that when you have your currents and you give me the current, make sure that I see the direction of the arrow so that I can understand and make sure that it's being done correctly.